Your Honor, we are here today in the state's petition to establish the parent-child relationship for one child. Your Honor, parties were present on August 18th, 2025, so a little over a month ago, and the court executed a temporary order that included all issues except retroactive support, which we will need a hearing on today. However, Judge, the primary reason for the temporary order was that father now has another child for whom he gets credit for today. So we have an agreement, Judge, today on a new child support amount starting October 1st, and then I'll need to ask questions regarding a retroactive child support judgment.
Okay, I have a question, Mr. Dell. So all the other terms are as is except for the medical support, child support, and retro?
Just the child support is different. The medical coverage is the same, Your Honor.
So the child was already covered under the same health insurance before?
Via father's employer, yes.
Okay, so the unborn child was already covered under his health insurance, or y'all counted him under the health?
No, Judge, the unborn child is a child not on this case, and now father's receiving credit for that child.
Right.
There's one child of this case.
Okay, so he pays a certain amount for health insurance. Is it per child or is it just children? Because
It's a family plan.
Okay. Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I'll restate, Judge. Parties agree that father will be ordered to maintain the child in this case on private health insurance and private dental through his employer, and parties are ordered to pay half of all unreimbursed medical expenses. Parties agree that father's child support obligation shall be modified to $667,667 per month beginning October 1st. And again, Your Honor, there is one child of this case, and father now has two other children. So that was calculated at 16%. And parties agreed to those terms, Judge. As far as retroactive support goes, Your Honor, father is requesting that amount be set for the time period of December 2023 till August 2025, so 21 months, Judge. And mother is requesting a 4-year time period.
Okay.
And those are the terms, Judge. May I call father?
You may.
Thank you, Judge. And Judge, there were no non-disclosures, no family violence in the temporary order, and that shall remain.
Okay.
I'll call Mr. Cotton. Mr. Cotton, what is your full name?
Damon Anthony Cotton.
And Mr. Cotton, you have one child on this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as of today, you now have two other children, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're in agreement that your child support amount for this child on this case be modified to $667 per month, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that's based on your current income and wages and credit for your two other children?
Yes, sir.
And where are you currently employed?
The United States Postal Service.
What is your job title?
Rural Carrier Associate.
Are you paid hourly or paid a salary?
Hourly.
How much do you make per hour?
$20.38.
And you work at least 40 hours a week, correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you also work overtime?
Yes, sir.
Now, the overtime is involuntary, correct? You're told to work overtime when it's available?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when you work overtime, is it time and a half?
Yes.
Okay. But is it correct that you do work over 40 hours most weeks? Is that correct?
Most weeks, yes.
And what's the range of number of hours of overtime you work?
The range over 40 hours. It would be anywhere from literally 2 hours up to 20 hours. So anywhere from 42 hours up to 60 hours.
Okay, and how long have you worked at the postal service?
I've worked at the post office now for a little over a year and 3 months.
Okay. And you're asking that the order today include retroactive or back child support from the time period of December 2023 till August of 2025, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, where do you currently live? What city?
Bryan, Texas.
Okay. And when did you move to Bryan?
I moved to Bryan in January of 2024.
Great. And prior to you moving to Bryan, did you live in Dallas?
I lived in Arlington.
Okay. And Miss Taylor, she lives in the Dallas area, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So between October of 2021 through December of 2023, how often were you seeing the child?
So we had a very strict schedule that we had set up, even prior to that time frame. Um, I can list off how the days work if that's
Okay,
uh
so at that time, during that time period, were you and Miss Taylor living together?
no, we were not.
Okay, how far apart did you guys live from each other?
Um, so we lived about 15 minutes away up until 2023 when she moved into my apartment complex, and then it was a short 30-second walk.
Okay, and during that time period, how many days of the week are you alleging that the child, um, Jaden, lived with you, spent the night at your house?
Uh, 1 week, so it would fluctuate. Well, it wouldn't fluctuate based on the schedule. I would have her 4 days 1 week, and then the next week I would have her 3 days. So, um, it would be a fixed schedule. Mom had her Monday and Tuesday fixed. I had her Wednesday and Thursday fixed, and then we rotated Friday and Saturday and Sunday so that it would be 100% even, 50-50.
And
Watch
and how old is Jaden now?
11.
Okay, so she was in school during that time period, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did she go to school uh, near your house or near Miss Taylor's house?
Um, for the first portion of that, it was closer to mom's house, and then she moved over to Peach, which was well, I guess closer to both of our houses because she moved into the same apartment complex.
And when Jaden was allegedly spending the night with you during those days of the week, were you exclusively doing all of the pickups and drop-offs from school?
Yes, we split everything down the middle as far as pickups and drop-offs, down to wardrobes. Jaden had an entire wardrobe at my house. She had an entire wardrobe at her mom's house. When she was with me, she was with me. When she was with her mom, she was with her mom. And that
Okay.
was completely split.
And during that time period, were you giving any money to Miss Taylor?
No.
Were you buying things for Jaden and giving those things to Miss Taylor?
Um, Outside of school supplies, no.
From when you moved to Bryan about 21 months ago, from that time until today, did you pay anything to Miss Taylor?
No.
Did you buy things and give those things to Miss Taylor for
No.
Jaden?
And
Okay.
that's why I'm not disputing the time from December of 2023 up until now. It's
Okay.
more so the time prior to that time frame.
So you're asking that the court enter a retroactive child support judgment for you in the amount of 10,800. Is that correct?
Um, I think the number that we had spoke on was $10,621. And then we discussed asking Miss Taylor if she'd be
Objection
okay with
to
10,000.
objection, Judge, to. 10,000. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. 10,800. and
Okay.
to mediate negotiation settlements.
Objection sustained. Mr. Cotton just asked her the question that he asked you. Repeat your question, Mr. Dell.
So, Mr. Cotton, you're asking that the court issue a retroactive child support judgment of $10,820 even. Is that correct? Or are you asking for a different number?
That is incorrect.
What number are you asking for?
10,000.
$10,000 even.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are asking to pay that at $100 a month.
Yes,
What is
sir.
that? Yes? Okay. And why did is the reason that you and Miss Taylor stopped the essentially 50-50 split is because you moved to Bryan?
No, it was because of the altercation that occurred on December 18th of 2023.
Okay. But since that time you've been in Bryan exclusively.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a month after that incident happened, we moved to Bryan, Texas.
Okay. And do you have any safety concerns on the case moving forward?
No.
Okay. And just so the court's aware, what year did you and Miss Taylor begin the 50-50 split?
Well, it had always been that way, but it was never up until I believe 2020. It was kind of just, working it out as the week went along. And then in 2020, I'm not exactly sure the exact date. I know it was in 2020. We had worked out this exact schedule, and that's the same schedule we followed all the way up until the point of December of 2023.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
You may call your next witness.
I'll call Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor, what is your full name?
Here, Marie Audrey Lee Taylor.
And Miss Taylor, are you in agreement to Mr. Cotton's child support being set to $667 starting October 1st?
Yes.
Okay. And has there been any do you have any safety concerns on the case since you were here last?
No.
Okay, regarding retroactive child support, you're asking for essentially 48 months worth of retroactive support. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, which would be 19,400. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And you heard Mr. Cotton's testimony as to the alleged schedule with Jaden between October 2021 to December of 2023, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is it correct that you and he had Jaden a couple of days each week?
That's what was agreed upon, but that is not how it went.
Okay, how did it go?
So it was basically I was doing all of the pickups, I was doing all of the drop-offs, I was doing anything in between. He only took her on the days that it was convenient for him within that schedule.
Okay, and so on average, how many days of the week did Jaden spend the night at Mr. Cotton's home?
It was at least the weekends.
So most weekends she was spending the night with him.
Yes.
Okay, and that was for October 2021 until December 23?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and after that point, soon after that, Mr. Cotton moved to Bryan, Texas.
Correct.
Okay. And during any of that time period, did Mr. Cotton give you any money directly?
No.
Did he buy things for Jaden and give those things to you?
No.
Okay. And so can you tell the court why you're requesting the full amount as opposed to simply 19 months worth of retroactive support?
Basically because the schedule was agreed upon, but that's not at all how it went. I ended up doing most of it. And it kind of trickled off over time. Like him moving to Bryant was completely like he pulled back 100%. But before that, it was kind of like out of convenience. And I'm kind of the one I've been the one registering her in school, all her doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. Up until this court hearing, I have always carried her on my insurance. I have always enrolled her in school. I have always taken care of anything extra that needed to be done.
Okay. And you're asking that Mr. Cotton be ordered to pay back the $19,400 at $150 a month, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Hey, so Miss Taylor, he never kept her during the week?
No, sometimes he did keep her during the week, but it was more often on the
Well,
weekend.
how often did he keep her during the week?
He would keep her whenever it didn't involve him like dropping off or picking up for school.
So
So
he never picked her up or dropped her off at school?
sometimes he did, but most of the time it was us.
Okay.
So if it was
And when-
inconvenient for him to do the pickup or the drop off, I had her.
Okay, so when you guys moved in the same apartment complex, how long did you live in the same apartment complex?
I want to say it was a couple of months. I moved in the end of 23 and he moved out in the beginning of 24.
Okay.
And the reason I moved closer was to have a little more support and help.
Okay. So, anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Cotton?
Yes, ma'am. All of that is a complete fabrication. I completely 100% helped with drop-offs and pickups. We went to the schools together to enroll Jaden, met at the school. There's been time periods in which, yes, Miss Taylor had to drop her off at school more, and there's been times where my wife had to pick her up from school more. Um, there's never been a time where I only had Jaden on weekends. Jaden can attest to that. She has always been at my house during the week. I have my complete work schedule based around this schedule that I told the court today.
Okay, then I will make the temporary order final, except for the child support. I will order child support at $667 per month. I will order a retroactive child support judgment of $11,820. I will order it paid at $125 a month. Does anyone have any questions?
Can you repeat that amount one more time? I'm sorry.
11,820. Paid at $125 a month.
Thank you, Judge.
Any questions?
No.
Now that I've
Oh,
made my route, excuse me,
I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
that's okay.
I mentioned this previously. I wanted to revisit the visitation schedule.
So I was told that the visitation schedule was remaining the same as it was in the temp order. I've made a ruling now, sir. What is the problem with the visitation schedule?
I asked the OAG about this previously and was told that I would be able to bring it up in the courtroom. So
I understand that, but when I asked, was there anything else, you said no. And so that's why I made my ruling. So is this something that you and Mrs. Taylor can agree to?
I'm not sure.
Okay, what is it that you want to do with the visitation schedule? I can tell you that it's probably not going to be done now because the evidence has been closed and I've made a ruling. But go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to ask the court to move to every other weekend versus one weekend a month.
So you live more than 100 miles away?
Yes, I live over 100 miles away, but I'm not living 3 states over. I live less than 3 hours away. The commute that Miss Taylor has to make to the drop off point is comparable to a commute within Dallas. It's 45 minutes to an hour. I'm taking on a majority of the burden of transportation, making double the trip. The drive for me is 2 hours, is 1 hour for her, and I'm asking the court that I be allowed to have Jaden here with her other siblings um, for that bonding, because I believe it's in the best interest of Jaden to be allowed to spend that time with her additional siblings that she has here.
Miss Taylor, do you have a problem with him having her every other weekend?
I mean, it's no problem with the visitation. It's just me having to travel.
So, Mr. Cotton, you move. She doesn't mind you having her every other weekend. You just might have to come to Dallas to pick her up, other than once a month.
So so the meeting place would change.
No, the meeting place is still the same. But you were saying you want her additional weekends. The meeting place is for once a month. But you're
Okay.
saying you want her additional time. So the reason I'm saying it might have to change, sir, because I've already made my ruling. And so the only thing you can do now is appeal my ruling. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Your
I'm
Honor.
not the last word on this. You have 3 days to appeal, 30 days to file a motion for new trial. This is out of the 330th District Court. That's Judge Andrea Plumlee. She might have a different opinion from mine. So you can, like I said, you can appeal me, but I'm not going to change the visitation because I'd already made a ruling and the evidence has been closed. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now that I've given you that information about appealing, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Then thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
Thank you.